Okay, so I'm outside because it's such a nice day, and I thought we could finish Captain Underpants. I don't know if we'll finish today, but we might. So remember, they were trying to make a robot from the Patsy 2000 machine to defeat the evil toilet. Let's see what happens. Chapter 19, The Incredible Robo Plunger. George took Harold's picture and placed it on the screen of the Patsy 2000 and pressed start. The lights around them dimmed as the weary machine began to shake and smoke. Lightning bolts zapped, thunder clapped, and the whole gymnasium shook with photoatomic transambulator energy. "Come on, Patsy," George shouted over the horrible noise. "You can do it, baby." Finally, a small ding was heard, and the Patsy 2000 coughed up a huge metallic behemoth. It rose up and stood violently before George and Harold. It was the incredible robo-plunger. "Hooray!" cried George. "It worked!" "Way to go, Patsy," Harold cheered. "Now, let's get outside and kick some turbo-toilet tushy." Chapter 20. The Extremely Graphic Violence Chapter, Part 2 in Flip-O-Rama. Notice. The following chapter contains terribly naughty scenes depicting a giant toilet getting its shiny hiney kicked. All toilet violence was carefully monitored by PETT, People for Ethical Treatment of Toilets. No actual toilets were harmed during the making of this chapter. Okay, let's see if I can do this again. Okay. Chapter 21, The Aftermath. The incredible robo-plunger had defeated the evil Turbo Toilet 2000. But George and Harold's problems weren't over yet. They reached into the crumbled mouth of the TT-2000 and pulled out their principal. "What happened here?" cried Mr. Krupp. "The school has been destroyed. The teachers are all unconscious, and I'm standing here in my underwear." "Uh-oh," Harold whispered. "Captain Underpants must have gotten toilet water on his head. He's turned back into Principal Krupp." George took Mr. Krupp's clothes and hair out of his backpack and handed them to him. "I'm ruined," Principal Krupp whined as he dressed himself. "I'm going to be held responsible for this mess. I'm going to lose my job." "Maybe not," said George. "We can fix everything and clean up this whole mess." "Yeah," said Harold. "But it'll cost you." "Cost me what?" asked Mr. Krupp. "Well," said George, "we'd like you to cancel our detention and our suspension." "And we'd also like to be principals for the day," said Harold. "All right," said Mr. Krupp. "If you can really fix everything, you've got a deal." George and Harold turned and spoke to the incredible robo-plunger. "All right, robo-guy," said George, "make yourself useful and pick up all this mess." "Yeah, and fix up the school too," said Harold. "Use your laser eyes to repair all the broken windows and stuff." "And when you're done," said George, "take all the evidence and fly it up to Uranus. And don't come back," said Harold. Chapter 22. To make a long story short, the robot obeyed. Chapter 23. After the Aftermath. The incredible robo-plunger soared off into space just as the teachers began to regain consciousness. "I had the strangest dream," said Miss Ribble. "It was all about these evil toilets who wanted to take over the world." "We had the same dream too," said the other teachers. "Well," said Mr. Krupp, "things turned out all right after all." "Not quite," said George. "It's payback time." Chapter 24, Principal for the Day. Or the Invention, Convention, Detention, Suspension, Prevention. Oh my gosh. "Attention, students," said George over the intercom the following day. This is Principal George. You are all excused from classes today. There will be no homework or tests, and everybody gets an A+ for the day. That's right, said Principal Harold. Also, we are hosting an all-day recess outside, complete with free pizza, french fries, cotton candy, and a live DJ. Now, go outside and play. Principal George and Principal Harold strolled out to the playground to behold their glorious domain. George got a slice of pepperoni pizza while Harold made himself a banana split at the all-you-can-eat ice cream sundae bar. It's good to be the principal, said George. Yep, said Harold. I wish we could be principals every day. Later, oh my gosh. Later, George and Harold paid a visit to the unfortunate folks who were spending the day writing sentences in the detention room. All the teachers were there, along with Mr. Krupp and Melvin Sneedley. Mr. Krupp looked out the window at the all-day recess celebration going on outside. How are you boys going to pay for all that ice cream and pizza, he asked. Oh, we sold some stuff, said Harold. What did you sell? Asked Mr. Krupp. Your antique walnut desk and leather chair, said George, and all the furniture in the teacher's lounge. What? Screamed Mr. Krupp. I think we better leave now. See what they're writing? I will not be a tattletale. I will stop being such a crab. I will chill out. I will get a life. Oh, that's not very nice. I will be very, 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 very nice to George, the great, and the amazing Harold. I will be, oh my gosh. George and Harold left the detention room in a hurry. Miss Anthrop snapped her fingers at them. Snap. Come back here right now, she yelled. Uh-oh, said George. Did Miss Anthrop just snap her fingers? Within seconds, Mr. Krupp dashed out of the detention room and ran down the hallway toward his office. He had a goofy, heroic, all too familiar-looking smile on his face. Uh-oh. Oh no, cried Harold. Here we go again, said George. Tra-la-la-la-la, said Captain Underpants. Okay, so we finished the story. This is a comic book that George and Harold made. We'll read it maybe next time. But way to go, guys. We read 2 chapter books this year.